Welcome to the June 2021 edition of NightWatch Online. My name is Bill and I'm coming to you from the Pseudocom Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center in Nashville. Let's take a look at what's happening in the sky this month. We'll start off with the sun event of the month, which will be the summer solstice, marking the official astronomical beginning of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. That will occur on June 20th at 10:31 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That means we'll have the sun setting at its furthest point north of west. On the 21st, we will have the sun rising its furthest point north of east, making the first full day of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere on the 21st. As we move on to the moon phases, we find the moon will be at last quarter on June 3rd, new moon on the 10th, first quarter moon on the 17th, and full moon on the 24th. Speaking of that new moon on the 10th, there will be an annular eclipse of the sun, primarily visible in Canada. We won't see any of that here in the Nashville area. As we take a look at planets for the month of June, we find from mid to late month, the planet Venus will start becoming visible easily low in the west-northwestern sky right at sunset. Take a look in the west-northwestern sky just after sunset on June 11th. This is one day past new moon to see the very thin crescent moon just below the planet Venus. As for other planets in the sky, we also do have the planets Jupiter and Saturn still in the morning sky, and they're rising earlier and earlier through the month. They are high in the southern sky before sunrise. Take a look at the moon passing just below the planet Saturn on the 27th of June, followed by passing just below the planet Jupiter the next day on the morning of the 28th. As for constellations, if we look up high in the sky facing toward the south, and we look nearly overhead, a little bit toward the northwest, we can find the very famous group of 7 stars that we usually refer to as the Big Dipper. Taking the handle of the Big Dipper, we can create an arc. That arc can move down toward the south, toward a bright orange-colored star, nearly overhead, about 2 hours after sunset, which is the star Arcturus. And then if you continue that arc farther toward the south, you can find the bright blue-white star Spica. Arcturus is part of the constellation Bootes, the herdsman, and Spica is the brightest star in the constellation Virgo, the maiden. Now, if you can't remember everything I've mentioned during this online edition of NightWatch, you can also download a copy of our online star chart, which also has other information for the month of June. Check it out online by visiting our website. Also on our website, adventuresci.org, you can navigate to the planetarium page to find out our current schedule of programs, as the Science Center is now open Thursdays through Mondays. We have a number of sky shows, science-based shows, and also laser concerts under the stars. So check them all out by visiting us here at Adventure Science Center here in Nashville. I want to thank you for joining us for our online edition of NightWatch. We hope to see you at the Pseudocom Planetarium. And once again, thanks again for listening, and have a great month.